Kevin Lee on the MMA Hour earlier today speaks on his recent loss to Tony Ferguson at UFC 216. Kevin says that he did a lot of things wrong in the preparation for the fight and during the fight, but he learned a lot and feels sorry for his next opponent.
It's weird. It's strange because you know when you're in there, you don't really remember a lot of things. But I did a lot of things wrong in the fight. I did a lot of things wrong in my preparation. I was like, as soon as I walked into the building, I was ready to fight. And I just realized now that I have to control that a little bit more. You know, I got a little too emotional. I let that kind of dictate. I let Tony kind of dictate the pace, and he actually taught me a lot of things. So when I go back and I sit back and I look at it and I realize I'm just gonna get better from here. I got so much better after my last loss. I feel sorry for the next guy I'm gonna fight, to be honest with you.
Dana White has recently made comments regarding Jon Jones. On the Pardon My Take podcast, Dana went on to say, yeah, I'm mad at Jon Jones. We haven't talked at all. I'm very disappointed in him. I think he is the greatest of all time. If he had done everything the way he should have, he'd be a huge superstar. He might even be the heavyweight champion of the world. Obviously, Dana is upset about the situation, especially due to the fact that it was revealed that the UFC was working on a fight between UFC heavyweight champion Stipe Miocic and Jon Jones. And on the matter of Jon Jones, still nothing. He's been absolutely silent on the subject of his failed drug test since his tweet saying that he would never take steroids. Miesha Tate speaks on the whole Mark Hunt situation. If you're unaware of what happened with Mark Hunt, to sum it up, Mark said in an interview that he was suffering from memory loss due to fighting for so long and taking punishment from guys on steroids. The UFC then took action and removed Hunt from his upcoming fight with Marcin Tybura in Australia, and Mark Hunt was extremely pissed off at Dana White. Anyways, Miesha goes on to say that Mark Hunt is too tough for his own good, but due to the fact that he's been fighting for so long and because he's a heavyweight, enough is enough.
I feel for Mark Hunt because I see the situation two ways. One, in the fighter's shoes, and two, in the person who wants to look out for Mark Hunt more than he is obviously capable of doing himself. You know, I think that Mark Hunt deserves to be more a part of his children's life and hopefully his grandchildren's, and not be quote-unquote punchy, which is the road that he's headed down if he continues to take this kind of punishment. And he's a heavyweight. He's getting hit by other heavyweights. Like, the amount of damage that man has sustained to his brain is astronomical, and it's evident. He's even admitting to having these symptoms. This is early onset symptoms that it's just gonna lead. They're gonna get worse. They're not gonna get better. You know, with age, like his memory loss and things like that. That's all gonna get worse. And I understand some fighters want to fight it out to the bitter end, and Mark Hunt is probably a prime example of that. And he's too tough for his own good. He wants to continue to do this, but he's been contemplating retirement, as you said, for a very, very long time. And now it's to the point where someone else has got to kind of step in and say, Mark, enough is enough. And I hate to say that, because I feel like if someone were doing that for me as a fighter, it would piss me off too. I would be livid.
And to end off the video, Khabib Nurmagomedov earlier on the MMA Hour says that the UFC needs to make the Conor McGregor vs. Nate Diaz fight, and then himself and Tony Ferguson.
Almost 12 weeks, 11 weeks before UFC 219, and now is beginning very interesting moment in my life, and I hope UFC give me a championship fight, and end of the year I want to take everything back. Like attention, belt, I'm gonna take. I wanna take everything. You know, end of the year, I wanna fix everything, and we'll see what happens. But first of all, I think UFC have to make fight Conor versus Nate Diaz 3, and after me and Tony, and I think this is very interesting fight. Conor versus Diaz. This is money fight for UFC. And real fight, me versus Tony.
That's going to wrap it up for the news. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like down below if you enjoyed this video, and make sure to subscribe to Planet MMA to keep up to date with all UFC and MMA news. You can also hit this notification button to be notified whenever we post a video.
Here in Munich, there you go.
Down in front.
Oh!
Richard the Alien Grant.
So Butler's number 8 ranking is going to take a hit. Richard Grant in the mild upset. A unanimous decision victory.
Oh, look at this.
Butler. Whoa! Butler just ran across the ring.
Butler just went over there and sucker punched and knocked out Grant.
Oh, boy.
Terrible. And the new commissioner, Ray Kelly, will do something very, very enforceful here.
You want to talk about Zab Judah and his antics, losing some money in a suspension. James Butler should never be allowed in the ring again.
Absolutely.
Never. That's assault. That is assault. He should be arrested on the spot. He should be arrested right on the spot. That is assault. For Teddy Atlas, Max Kellerman, Brian Kenny. Bob Papa saying so long. James Butler with the cowardly move of the night.
He's got 37 seconds to pull this off. There's Tito in the ass.
There's the shot.
Him in the ass.
That was not a tap. That was not a tap. That's a pat. That's a statement. He's spanking. Oh my goodness.
If you think I'm a pussy, I'm a punk, you tell me right now. Because listen, I am the baddest man in the fucking league. Yeah?
Удар ниже пояса был.
Great opportunity. Oh, and there's a low blow by Judah. That was a low blow. And Richard Steele pulls Zab Judah off of Floyd Mayweather Jr. And Mayweather is badly hurt by the low blow. And now Roger Mayweather wants to come after Zab. And now Leonard Ellerbe wants Yoel Judah. And a riot is going to break out in the ring. Law enforcement authorities in the ring to try to break it up. Bunch of hotheads in there. It's going to be up to the police and local security to try to stop the madness that is going on in the ring. Shades of Riddick Bowe and Andrew Galata.
Roger Mayweather.
This round was Kostya clearly evening things up.
And ending strong. Down he goes. A right hand. He's in trouble.
He's in real trouble.
It's over. JD stops the fight in the second round, and it's Zoo. A right hand upstairs, and it's over just like that. Unbelievable.
You know, Steve, was something I think the people at home should know. If you get up and fall back down, it's an automatic. Stop it.
So we have controversy here in Las Vegas as Zab Judah protests along with his people. A shocked Zab Judah.
It was a good right hand. It was well timed. Again, coming forward, Kostya has the power.
Oh, look at this. This is no good. Taking a glove to the...
Whoa! What's going on here? Look at him, y'all. Look, hey, don't do that, champ. Don't do that, champ. Hey, don't do that, champ. For real, don't do that, champ. Hey, don't do that. Don't do that. Hands up. Don't do that. Hands don't you ever touch me like that. What's up, champ? I told you. Everywhere you go, I go. Everywhere you go, I go, champ. Everywhere you go, I go, champ. What you do, I do, champ. I train, champ. You train, champ. Let's fight, champ. Show the people what you do, I do. What you eat, I eat, champ. What you eat, I eat, champ. Yeah, it's my shit. Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right. Thank you, Chairman. I told you, everything you do, I do. Everything you do, I do. Shit. Take that. Take that. Take that. What's up, man? How you doing? How's things? Take outside! Take outside! That's what I'm saying. You put one on my fucking head? Shit. You put one on my head? You put one on my head? You put one on my head?
Oh, shit. What?
Michael Bisping. Michael the Count Bisping. And time it out and then get that 360.
Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Michael the Count Bisping!
That was pretty good, brother. Good job, man. Good job.
For these guys fighting him.
Hello, Japan.
Oh! Said something. Oh, he is in trouble.
Oh, you
Going
see?
for the rear naked choke.
Oh, that is. Oh my God, that is so dumb. So dumb.
Boxing fans, if you don't think tomorrow night is going to be exciting, just take a look at this weigh-in right here. All right, that's about it. That's about it. That's about it. Ho, ho, ho!
Andre Durrell and Jose Udagazi. Now, Durrell won by disqualification, but the DQ came after Ukadazi threw a punch after the bell that dropped Durrell illegally. Durrell's cornerman and his uncle, Leon Lawson, then sucker punched Jose. Local police are still currently looking for Lawson. So there's the late, and you can see it's not that egregious. I get it, Durrell, it did come after the bell. His uncle wants to, and Mike Tyson way back when? I mean, you can't do that. A 1-2, and now authorities in the DMV area are looking for Uncle with the Team Durrell jacket on. They can't find him, Timmy. How does that happen? I get it, it's Washington, D.C., it's the Beltway.
Yeah, but they'll find them eventually.
They're at the MGM.
Oh, yeah. You hear the bell there? It was definitely a little late.
Yes, it was late, and they disqualified him. They did the right job. They did the job properly.
Fighters are jawing at each other in a friendly way for Winky Ripe, and A actually puts his hands on Bernard Hopkins. Hopkins goes back at right. We have a bit of a fracas at the weigh-in. That looked completely natural and organic. Marvin, your thoughts?
I knew that was going to happen. I can see it in Bernard's actions.
You know, at the news...
He wants to try to sell this fight. He don't have to sell a fight. Ricky said don't have to sell it. But now somebody's really going to be mad comes tomorrow night.
Bernard Hopkins was clearly the more aggressive man down there at the time. At the news conference that they had here yesterday, Marvin, Brian Kenny with Marvelous Marvin Hagler up here as we watch all of this, they really didn't have a stare down. And I didn't think it would be volatile if they did have a stare down. Did you think so?
They did, but, you know, I knew that was going to happen. So I'm not surprised.
Winky, how's it going? That's a little excitement there in a way, and I've never seen that happen with a fight involving you. Can you tell us what happened?
He getting scared. He getting scared. Now he want to just react. But that's cool. Tomorrow night he gonna pay for it.
Hopkins threw the flag of Puerto Rico to the ground at a New York press conference. An already hot fight got hotter. Hopkins, perceiving a pattern of Trinidad's Puerto Rican fans disrespecting America, including the booing of the American anthem at the Trinidad Jockey fight, promised his own personal revenge.
Come Sunday morning, everybody in Puerto Rico will have their flag at halftime.
Hopkins continued the campaign of belligerence at multiple press stops, including an incident in Puerto Rico that saw pre-fight hype become hysteria when Hopkins once again threw the Puerto Rican flag to the ground.